What made your drill sergeant admit he was wrong? It happened during week 8 of basic training at Fort Moore when Private Jake Miller saved 3 lives during a live fire exercise gone bad. Staff Sergeant Mason had written Jake off from day one. Kid was 5'6", maybe 140 pounds soaking wet, thick glasses, spoke with a slight stutter when nervous. Everything about him screamed weakness to a drill sergeant who'd spent 12 years breaking down tough guys. Mason made Jake's life hell. Extra push-ups, longer runs, harder inspections. While other recruits got normal treatment, Jake got the full psychological warfare package. You're gonna get someone killed out there, Miller. Maybe yourself. Jake never complained. Just took the abuse and kept trying. But Mason wasn't impressed. During rifle training, Jake shot barely qualifying scores. Physical fitness tests put him in the bottom 10%. Map reading exercises left him confused and lost. The breaking point came during combat medical training. We were learning to treat gunshot wounds under pressure. Jake was assigned as my battle buddy for the exercise. Great, I thought, stuck with the platoon failure. The scenario was simple. Simulated enemy contact, treat casualties, evacuate to safety. Live ammunition would be fired over our heads for realism. Blank rounds from our weapons. Standard training that thousands of soldiers complete safely. But something went wrong with the range setup. A target mechanism malfunctioned, sending a steel plate flying toward the casualty area. Hit Private Ryan Clark square in the chest, knocked him unconscious, blood everywhere. Chaos erupted. Instructor screaming ceasefire. Range safety scrambling to figure out what happened. Real emergency in the middle of training. Ryan wasn't breathing right. Chest wound was serious. That's when Jake transformed into someone completely different. All the stuttering disappeared. Moved with precision I'd never seen from him. Immediately checked Ryan's airway, started chest compressions, applied pressure to the bleeding. While everyone else panicked, Jake worked like a seasoned paramedic. Primary survey, secondary survey, vital signs, all by the book, but faster than any instructor could teach. Mason came running over, saw Jake working, and started yelling, "Miller, get away from him! You don't know what you're doing!" Jake looked up calmly. "Sir, he's got a pneumothorax and possible internal bleeding. We need a medevac helicopter now, not in 5 minutes." Mason was about to physically remove Jake when the base medic arrived. Took one look at Jake's treatment and nodded approval. "Outstanding work, son. You probably saved his life. Keep doing exactly what you're doing." Helicopter arrived 12 minutes later. Ryan was stabilized, conscious, complaining about missing the rest of training. Full recovery expected. But the real shock came during the after-action review. Mason pulled Jake aside privately. "Miller, where did you learn medical training like that?" Jake's stutter returned slightly. My dad's a paramedic, sir. Been riding along since I was 10. Wanted to be just like him. Volunteer firefighter since 16. EMT certified. Was planning to study pre-med before I enlisted." Mason just stared. "Then why didn't you put that on your paperwork? You're listed as unemployed student." Jake shrugged. "Recruiter said it didn't matter. Military would teach me everything I needed to know. Figured my civilian stuff wasn't important." That night, Mason did something none of us had ever seen. Called the entire platoon together for an official statement. Today, Private Miller demonstrated the kind of courage and skill that defines a real soldier. His quick thinking and medical knowledge saved Private Clark's life. He looked directly at Jake. "I was wrong about you, Miller. Dead wrong. You're exactly the kind of soldier this army needs. Apologize for not seeing it sooner." Jake got fast-tracked into combat medic training after basic. Mason personally wrote his recommendation letter. 6 months later, Jake was treating wounded soldiers in Syria using the same skills that had saved Ryan. Mason retired 2 years later. At his farewell ceremony, he kept one photo on the podium. Picture of Jake receiving his combat medic badge. Called it his proudest moment as a drill sergeant. Not because he trained a great soldier, but because he'd learned to admit when he was completely wrong about someone's potential.